the last decision in financial management is the dividend decision. Okay. As we have seen earlier, there are three decisions which a finance manager has to take. The financing decision, the investment decision and the dividend decision. So, dividend decision is taken because whatever profit is left over with the company after paying all the obligations of the company, then the company has two options. First is to distribute the profits as dividend to the shareholders, and second is to keep it as retained earnings in the business for future growth and expansion. Now, this decision is also called residual decision. Okay, so there are certain factors on which a dividend decision depends. A finance manager, he has to consider some factors before dividing the net profit, before dividing the net earnings of the company between dividend and retained earnings. So we'll start with the factors affecting dividend decision. First one is the earnings. Dividends are paid out of the current and the previous year earnings. So the company declares high rate of dividend if the earnings are more, and the company declares less dividend if the earnings are less. So this is the first factor. Second is the stability of dividend. That means a company having stable or smooth earning, they prefer to declare high rate of dividend. And if the earnings of the company is not smooth, it is very unstable, then the company will declare low rate of dividend. Okay, so it depends on the stability of earnings. If the earning is very unstable, then low rate of dividend, otherwise high rate of dividend. Then comes the cash flow position. So cash flow means the inflow of funds or the movement of cash in the business. Okay, so and paying dividend means outflow of cash. So the company declares high rate of dividend if the cash flow position is good. Okay, so high dividend, I should write high dividend in case of more cash. That means more of cash is required if the company is going to pay high dividend. So if the cash flow position of the company is very good, then they will declare high dividend, and if the company is facing shortages of cash, then low dividend will be declared. Then comes the growth opportunity. If the company is having no investment or growth plan, then it is better for the company to distribute its profits as dividend. But if the company is having growth opportunities, if the company is having future plans for investment, new investment projects are there, then the company should retain maximum part of the earning for financing that growth opportunity or that future project. Because if the company is having growth opportunities, the company will need money for it, and it's better not to raise money from outside, not to take loan, additional loan, because the company has to pay interest on that. So it's better not to take loan from outside, but to retain the part of earning for financing that project. Then comes the stability of dividend. A company should also always follow a stable dividend policy. This will give satisfaction to the investors. Okay, suppose sometimes the company, in a particular year, the company has declared high rate of dividend. In the next year, because of low earning or less of cash flow or this investment opportunity, if the company will reduce the dividend rate, this will create dissatisfaction among the shareholders. So that is why a company should always follow a stable dividend policy. Next is the preference of shareholders. Now, if the shareholders of the company are retired personnel or a middle class person, then the company has to declare high rate of dividend. Then more dividend should be declared. But if the company is having a group of shareholders or maximum shareholders are very young, very wealthy, then the company can retain the earnings for future. Then is taxation policy. See, a dividend decision depends a lot on the taxation policy of the government. Now, sometimes taxation policy is that the dividend income is tax-free for the shareholders, but the company has to pay tax on the dividend given to the shareholders. So, this is also one of the factors that the company prefers to pay less in the form of dividend, whereas if tax rate is high, if tax rate is low, then the company may declare higher dividend. Then access to capital market. Now, if the company can easily access or approach to capital market, and it is easy for the company to issue security shares in the market, then the company declares high rate of dividend. Otherwise, if it is very difficult to approach the capital market, it's very difficult to access the capital market and issue the securities, then the company has to retain the earnings for growth opportunities. Next is legal restrictions. Now, the Companies Act provides certain provisions. There are certain provisions of Companies Act that restricts or that has some provisions for declaration of dividend, or how much the company has to keep as dividend, declare as dividend, how much the company can keep as retained earnings, because the company should have enough cash to pay the dividend, and it should not affect the liquidity of the company. So that is legal restriction. Then comes contractual constraints. Means when the company borrows or takes loan from the financiers, the financiers sometimes they put some restrictions on the company regarding the distribution of dividend to the shareholders. And the last one is stock market reactions. See, if the company is declaring higher dividends, more dividend to the shareholders, this gives a positive image. This shows a positive image of the company. This builds up the goodwill of the company, that the company is earning enough revenue and the company is giving higher dividends to the shareholders. So it's taken as a good news when the company is declaring higher dividend to the shareholders. It is taken as a good news. So, and if the company is declaring less dividend, that has a negative impact on the share price of the company in the stock market. So these are the factors on which the dividend decision of a company depends.